classics and customs, where legends are redesigned.
Hey, welcome back to Kiwi Classics and Customs. Look over my shoulder, it's Casper. And it's his last day here. That's right, it's going, not back to the owner, but going to the next shop for body and paint. Now that all the fab work and rust work and quarter installations, all that kind of fun stuff have been done. So yeah, I just thought we'd have one little last video on here. Haven't done a lot of videos of this one as late, but obviously the Coyote's sitting in place there. We moved the firewall back, that little hump that the Mustangs have. We just did a little, like just carve that out and then move it back. Cleaned up the this pinch weld that normally has where the Mustang kind of diagonal export bar goes. So cleaned that up. You got the nice Scott suspension hanging in there. All adjustable Alden coilovers. What else has been going on? Right, we got the big 305/45 17 wheels on the back, which seriously fill up that wheel arch. Does actually look pretty cool. Pretty big. But man, it took a bit of squeezing to get in there. We've got the bigger tubs in here. 2-inch wider tubs, and we also, it was still trying to interfere at the front edge, like at this point here, and I had to do a little bit of slice and dice, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we had to kind of do a cut down here and actually bring this in a bit because it was wanting to touch here, so we had to stretch that out. They kind of come in and tuck, which is not a problem with a more conventional size wheel, but this one is, the wheels on this are so big. So that's all done. So we got clearance for the wheels now, and that's under a stock lip. There's no flares on there, that's under like the stock lip, and it's a lovely deep dish on the wheel, so that's kind of cool. We've got our custom Rick's tank in here. Rick's tanks all the way from Texas. Did a perfect job again, gave him all the measurements, and it arrived and just dropped straight in. So shout out to him, those guys are good, and that's all like heavily baffled, fuel injection pump in it, ready to go. Now it is a custom tank because we added through here an extra, actually underneath that lip, underneath this lip here, there's an extra 2x2 box section there just to beef up the back and tie the rear rails together. And because of the Watts link set up on this car, we had to shorten the tank a little front to back because the Watts link wanted to be where the fuel tank was. They wanted to share the same space, and they just couldn't get along. So that's pretty slick. Let me take you down underneath here, kind of show you what do we got. So yeah, that's our pretty stainless tank. Kind of a little bit Aussie touring car style slightly, which obviously did cross my mind when we were doing it, but there's the Watts link, and that hangs a fair way back, so we had to shorten the tank front to back, which was just a matter of getting it measurement and then make a new floor. So we leveled the floor out and we still ended up with like a 20-gallon tank, so pretty happy with that. What other little things have we been up to since you last saw this one? Transmission's been in, that's all mounted. It's not in here right now, but we had to build a new transmission tunnel because the T56 does not fit where the old 3-speed manual Mustang transmission went. Twice as many gears, twice as much size, well maybe not twice as much, but quite a bit. So normally, you Mustang guys all know this, but normally the top of the tunnel just kind of comes along about there. So we needed a lot more room. Happily, we were able to not have to cut this up. I was hoping we wouldn't have to cut that up to get the drive shaft clearance that we needed. Now it's tight under that, but this is the convertible seat base. And again, you Mustang guys will pick that up. Normally it finishes here on the coupes and fastbacks, and the convertible has this extra double layer here just to help tie it together. So we wanted to do as much as we could to make this thing strong. Here's our Kiwi Classics subframe connectors, which are all inside the car, not hanging out underneath, so it doesn't spoil your ground clearance. So those are all this thing's pretty solid, pretty darn solid. So might need a little bit of door adjustment, but yeah, all our gaps are pretty good. Yeah, just ready to go to the body shop and get a little bit of love and some paint from them. So there you go. That is Casper, the final chapter for me anyway. It's possible I'll see this car again, but I'm not sure when. Depends how long it takes for body and paint, that kind of thing, but some of the final assembly I could well be having a hand in. I'm to be determined. We shall see. But yeah, she got the makings, man. It's going to be a beast, especially when they put the supercharger on it. So yep, that's right, and they're talking about a Rouse supercharger that's going to boost that up to like 810 horsepower. Yes, 810. Now that's going to strain even those 305s. That's going to make them work pretty hard for a living. That's going to make it a very interesting car to drive. That's a lot of horsepower. That's even more than the KSV, my old KSV. So, and I know that's a handful to drive. So, haven't got. It's actually got slightly wider tyres on the KSV, but this has got the Nitto drag slicks on them. So, pretty soft and sticky. So, should hook up. It's got a better forelength than the old KSV. It's got equal length forelength bars, whereas the KSV's got short upper bars and long lower bars. So it's going to be interesting to see how it hooks up when that time comes. But yeah, in the meantime, that's Saturday for me. The trailer's on its way. We're about to, as soon as that rolls in, we're going to shove it on the trailer, load her up, and it's heading off. And that's exactly what I'll be doing. So, all right, guys. Well, yeah, have fun. Take care of yourselves. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, enjoyed the Casper series, and I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy, guys.